Hello everyone, and welcome to the first gameplay video for Quadrant. What I'm about to read to you is in the video's description, but I would like to read it to you anyway. This game was released in 3 separate episodes. It was originally going to have 5 episodes. This is an indie game with a small team and budget. Development was cut short and probably a little rushed by episode 3. Leaving some things unrealized and other things possibly cut from the game. Visually, it has similarities to games like Fear, Penumbra, and Half-Life. All that being said, it has really good atmosphere, and I would recommend it to horror fans. I have beat this game twice in the past. Time to beat on this game is 4 hours to 5 hours. We'll be playing on normal. There's not a difficulty selection. We'll be collecting normal stuff, nothing special. We'll look at the menu. I'll bring up my readings here as well so you can see those. This game will be running on a RTX 2070 Super, and it runs under DirectX 9 at 60 FPS. And you can see my memory usage and temperatures and all that from my graphics card and my CPU. So story option is your first setting. By the way, as well, this is version 1.53, which is the latest. It's an older game. It hasn't been updated for a long time, but this is the latest release. So story mode, you're given 5 save slots to save your game. You have credits, language, exit game, English, Spanish, Russian, German, French, Italian, Portuguese. We're going to be picking English. So we'll look at the settings here. Audio and language. So a master volume from 0 to 10. I'm just going to leave it maxed. Then whether we want subtitles or not, I always want subtitles if they can be turned on, for myself as for you, the viewer. This game has nice subtitles too, by the way. A nice font that's easily legible. Okay, so that's the audio and langu settings. Apparently the rest of the word got cut off or whatever. Graphic settings, resolution. So you can go from 640 by 480 all the way up to 2560 by 1440. I'm going to be picking 1920 by 1080 actually. Okay. And then visual quality. Since this is a Unity engine game, they usually measure their settings by this: fastest, fast, simple, good, beautiful, and fantastic, instead of like low, medium, you know, those kinds of settings. High. So just pick fantastic for the highest quality. Motion blur. I don't ever like motion blur, so I disable it in just about any game that I can. VSync. So the default is quality controlled, and you can see it's got me locked up here at 60. If you don't sync, then it hits around 630 FPS. And then there's sync every V frame and every second V frame. I recommend putting it on every V blank so that you get the best VSync possible. 60 is as high as I would recommend letting the game run. Otherwise, you're likely to have animation problems. Windowed mode, false, because I want to use full screen. If you need to Alt-Tab or anything like that, then put it on false, or true, I should say. If you want it in windowed mode, put it on true. I want it on full screen mode, so I'm leaving it on false. And current display just represents the monitor that it's using. So if you have a second monitor hooked up, you'll have choices between 0 and 1. pick your monitor. I just have one, so the default is 0. Then we have keybinds. And let me scroll up here. I actually need to set these for myself because these options are not configured yet for me even, since I don't have an active game. So crouch is toggle true or false. I would say in games where they're like action first-person shooters, I tend to like hold and release, or hold, and then let go for crouching because of the fast pace. But in games where it's a stealth situation, which this game has a little bit of stealth in it, I tend to like toggle crouch, where you press and then press it again to let go. So I'm going to leave toggle crouch on for this game. And then let me adjust my keybinds. I want E to be U. Jump. I use the number pad because I use the arrow keys on games that I play mouse and keyboard with for movement. I don't use WASD like everybody else. I use number pad 2 for crouching. Run is going to be number pad 1. I'll discuss these in greater detail once we're in the game, but I do have to set my own keybinds here. I want this to be page down. Just bear with me a moment while I set these correctly, which is just what I would be using. And then here's where everybody's mostly going to leave this the same, but this is where I change things. Oops. Kicked me out. So I play on with the arrow keys, and then I put my other keybinds to the number pad area when I play games, like this, or first-person shooters, first-person games, That's how I play. So I play on the far right side of the keyboard. It's just what I'm used to. I grew up playing Doom on PC that way, with the arrow keys. As well as a lot of point-and-click games that did use some form of movement on the keyboard would usually use arrow keys, so that's just how I tend to play games, even modern games today. Yeah, there's a glitch with like text getting cut off for some reason. You can see like the W and down is just barely visible. W's missing here. So here's your mouse sensitivity. You can change the move the mouse up to look down, or move the mouse down to look up, if you want that to be inverted or not. And then you have sensitivity. And for me, my Razer mouse has a DPI of 800, so for me, about right here in the middle of the E and the S is about good. Okay, I think we're done here. Then controller options, if you do want to play the game with a gamepad, you can. This may be a game that's not considered fully supported by the gamepad, but don't take my word on that. You could probably find that on the PC Game Wiki. Go to PC Game Wiki and look for Quadrant. Search Quadrant, and they'll probably have a little section about the gamepad. They'll usually say like if it's fully supported or not, but this game obviously is to some degree because they made a option screen, so you can pick your sensitivity, invert the looking up and down again, toggle crouching or not, and then you can just see what the you don't have any profiles for the gamepad to switch between. You just have to pick what it's got here. And then you have the option to erase game saves here, and even though you have 5 individual slots, they don't give you the option to erase them individually. You have to erase them all at once, which kind of sucks, but it's what it is. So if you ever want to erase any games in progress, this is where you go. Okay, I'll hide my readings there. So we're ready to start. First we'll watch the opening cutscene for the game, and then I'll go over like any UI or controls and so forth. So go to story, we'll go to new game on slot 1, subtitles yes, and then you can pick the chapters that you want to start at between the 3 episodes that were made for this game. Obviously we're going to start with chapter 1, so here we go.
Remember, your contract is dependent on your team's discretion. Nothing you see will leave the facility. Do you understand?
Relax, Mark.
I'm trusting you, Ben. We're working with the federal government now. I just don't want to have to be liable for...
Mark, we got it covered. Don't worry. I'll keep you updated throughout.
We'll lose communication once you're inside. Just finish quick and let me know what you find when you leave.
Will do.
You ready to fill us in yet?
Yeah, should be okay now. They didn't want me to brief you until we were well within the vicinity.
What's the situation?
Mark got a call from the facility. Something about a leak. We were the closest, so the job went to us.
Seems a bit odd they wouldn't bring in a bigger team.
Apparently, it's urgent. Mark said the caller sounded panicked. I guess it didn't matter who came as long as someone came quick. They probably just called the first number they saw on file.
Whatever it is, we'll get it done.
Yeah, and fast, hopefully. I might actually get back in time to leave tonight.
You headed out somewhere?
I was gonna take my family up to the lake for the weekend. We were supposed to leave tonight. No chance of that now.
Yeah, this league really should have tried to work around your schedule. How inconsiderate.
Let's just try to get this done fast. Wait here, I'll get the door open.
How you doing, John? You haven't said a word since we got here.
I think he's just upset he had to come in today.
Oh, right. Tonight was your big night. Or, well, it was supposed to be.
Yeah? What is it? A promotion?
Well, a consideration for a promotion. I'm sure they'll wait for you, John.
Hey, John, none of us want to be here. We'll be in and out. We've done this 100 times. We'll be done before sunset. Well, this must be it.
A single elevator? They must have had to make 100 trips to get everyone out of here. Do we know what kind of leak we're dealing with?
As far as I know, there were no details. Or at least I wasn't briefed on any. All we know is that it's some kind of substance leak, possible radiation.
We'll do a quick scan and see what we find.
Welcome to the Ava Research Facility. We hope to make your time here as efficient and comfortable as possible.
Looks like there's still
Proceed to
power.
your respective quadrant immediately. If you require assistance, a security official will be glad to escort you. Please remember to proceed to your designated quadrant only. Violation of this restriction will result in detainment or deadly force.
Shit.
Thank
Looks
you,
like these doors
and
are
have a
locked.
pleasant day.
Odd. Everything should have been left open for us like usual.
There's no keyhole either. Must be an electronic system. We could overload the system to deactivate the locks, but I don't want to damage anything in a facility like this.
The breaker will trip before it causes any damage. It'll give us a window long enough to open the door. I say give it a shot.
John, take the device in your bag and find an outlet. Look for any open doors. There's probably an outlet in one of the offices.
Okay, we got control now. So right when we walked up here, we got a save, so that'll keep your settings saved in the menu. Alright, we'll go over the controls here. So you're kind of in this little mask view the whole game. So you have your, normal movement, as you do. You have a lean button. It's kind of a weird lean. You kind of lean down and to the left. And here's crouch. Leaning, you kind of lean up a little bit to the left. And it's actually not letting me stand back up. Why is that happening? There it goes. That was weird. Okay, just a little, probably because I was leaning or something. Okay, so you got the leaning that you can do, the crouching, and you can jump. It's kind of a weird jump, but you can jump. And an attack with the left mouse. We don't have any weapon yet. This game doesn't really give you any guns. I think you might get a gun in a scripted segment in a cutscene, but you get like pipes and melee weapons in this game. The right mouse will zoom, so you can get like a little zoom in that you can do. What else? Interact key, run, so there is a run. Here's our walk, here's the run. Okay. There's a drop weapon key, so you can drop weapons. Then you have a flashlight. There's our flashlight. You don't need batteries, you can use it whenever you want, which is nice. And then we have a thing called a PAIC device, which stands for Personal Analog Index Companion. It's kind of like your little inventory screen. So you bring that up and then you get a whole bunch of options here. So you have notes. This is where we can look at any notes we've already read. Press the escape key, or the key that brings you into this screen to get out of the screen. Then you have audio logs. Any audio logs we've picked up. Projector slides. You can get these and put them in projectors, and you can see pictures to give you a little more information about the story. Objectives. So here's our current objective. Find the outlet to overload doors so that we can get in. And you have collectibles. Not really sure what all of these are. I'm not following any guides as far as that goes. We'll just get what we get as we play. Overload codes. So there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different patterns of down and up motions. And as it says here. And these are code combinations you have to use on certain devices to interact with them. And you just kind of have to try one and try the next and then try the next until it works. Volume. So here's where you can adjust the volume. View your keybinds. You can view some of the keybinds here, but you can't change anything. So if you want to change a keybind, make sure you hit a save point first and then exit to the menu, adjust your keybinds, and then reload the save. You can't change anything here, unfortunately. And you can turn subtitles on and off, but you can't adjust any graphic options or anything you have to do, or keybinds. You have to do all that from the main menu, and then this will quit to the main menu so that you can exit. To get out of here, just press escape or press the button to bring you into the PAIC device, and then it will close. I think that's all I have to discuss here. I think we are ready to get going here. So our name's John. I forget what these two people's names are. One of them's a woman, one of them is a male. We're trying to get through here. So let's go look around this place. So here's a good dark area. The flashlight's reasonable in this game. It's not amazing. Part of the filter on the screen for the mask, I think, makes the flashlight a little duller than it should, would, or could be. Flashing light warning, by the way. Probably be putting at least a language and flashing light intro in front of the gameplay videos for this game. I don't remember offhand how gory and graphic the game is. So I think we actually need to go up, so I remember a fair bit about this game. Let's start this direction and go over here. Just look around and explore. As mentioned, this is an indie horror game. Not really survival horror per se. There's a stealth mechanic. a mild stealth mechanic to the game. It's a sci-fi game. Space-oriented, takes place in 1979. So when you hover over something you can interact with, the little tiny dot in the center of the screen will turn into a big green dot. And that lets you know that you can try to jiggle. It's one of those games where like 90% of the doors are going to be locked, you know. Knocked over trash can. Okay, a little glitch, sort of, maybe. Yeah, I don't think light should really be coming from underneath the wall. But some things you just gotta look past, right? Keep in mind that it's an indie horror game made by a small team. It's got a pretty good run, which is very nice. There's no stamina bar, I don't believe. Let's see, your actual mask might start to fog up. Yeah, it does. Let's see how fog... Okay, now I'm slower. So there's kind of a stamina bar then. Kind of a hidden. So be aware of that. You can only run for so long. So this is called the Aether Research Facility. We were kind of seeing that pillar back over here, was it? Yeah. There's that pillar. So we can't get around over here. There's an upper floor. Everything's locked over there. But that looks like there's a little symbol for this place. So here's my series speculation picture that I used for this game. Advancing humankind through research and technology. Aether Research Facility. Progressing the new universal order. Okay. Another one of those big pictures. Yeah, all of these doors are probably going to be locked. Pretty sure they are, but if you got OCD like me, you got to jiggle every handle. Are we allowed to walk back out here? Okay, this is the way we came in. It's not going to let us leave, I'm sure. Can we just say no and leave? Just leave these two in here. Let them deal with it. Okay. So yeah, this game takes place in 1979, and that also happens to be the year that the movie Alien came out in the theater. Same year. which is probably no coincidence that they decided to set this game in this year, or that year of 1979. Whoa. So if you look down, you can kind of see our little breathing apparatus that we have down here. You can actually see yourself somewhat. So there's nothing we can really do here except go upstairs. Let's make our way upstairs. Lift. Flashing, blinking light indicating the one that you're supposed to mess with. Yep. Call elevator. That was quick. It's a silent elevator. Press E or RB on the controller to interact. Here we go. Crouch. So yeah, even if you change your controls, the game is still going to tell you to press the default key. Let's actually see if we can open anything here. Yeah, you can open drawers in this game, or at least try to. As I recall, there's a lot of drawer opening in this game. And usually you don't find very much of anything, but you can. So we have to jump. Heard something over there.
Hey John, you find an outlet yet? You can use the device on any open outlet you find. Use the switches to activate all the lights on the face of the device. You'll have to find the right combination to get them all lit. It should overload the primary power source in the area and cause the breaker to trip.
Alright. He's talking about the up and down codes I mentioned. Trust me, we'll be able to open plenty of drawers. You'll get your drawer opening fix by playing this game. Do I want to go this way or the other way? Let's go this way first. Trying to hit a dead end first. Okay, so these are going to be locked. I was thinking because I was getting dialogue from him that was probably the correct way to go. There's also going to be some safes in this game that you can open. I think they're little gray safes, so you want to keep on the lookout for them. Okay, it's just open over here.
Hey Jamie, are you showing any readings yet?
Still nothing.
Jamie, that's her name. Our name's John, her name's Jamie. I'm not sure what the other guy's name is. So luckily we don't have to, and we can't open all of these. File cabinets. So just an empty room here. So yeah, I like this game. Like I said, I've played through it a couple times since it's come out. I played it way after the fact of it being released, so because they released it in episodes, one at a time. I didn't play it until all 3 episodes were available, so Okay, so here's our dead end. Right. But yeah, it's a cool little game. It does have, you know, its share of jank in different areas. You can die in this game. There are enemies to deal with to some degree. Okay, back where we were going. Okay, what do we got? I see planets out there. Looks like there's actually a city in there. Huh. Well, there looks like buildings down there, and there's water. I guess the top, I don't know if that's a reflection. Looks like a cylindrical tube. It's hard to say. Alright guys, on that note, we will stop this video here. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you will stick with me on this playthrough and see how this game turns out. It gets a little trippy towards the end. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next part. Bye.